in the quiet at night, with my heart laid bare, something stirring inside, like a silent prayer. You gave me this flame, a purpose divine. Lord, help me remain in your design. Keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning right, keep my lamp burning, oh, till I see your light. Every moment I breathe, every step that I take, all the truth I believe, all the choices I make, you fill me with grace, a vessel refined. Now I seek your face, lead down behind, keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp.
Yo, everybody, good to see you guys. I'm glad you could make it on this fine, awesome morning. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. Yes, I said I would stream this morning. So, yeah, it's good to be here. Good to see you guys. Please hit the likes, share the show. I hope you are all doing well. So, today's topic is all about TFE and does it actually go against God's word? Does it go against the Bible scripture? So we're going to look at to see what the scripture says. Obviously, we're going to see what some of the discussions on why we think TFE is deceptive. Hey, Maverick, being frank, I've already debated Duffy many times. The guy's not really much of a debater. He's more of a serpent, as you would call it. He tries to play dishonest games constantly and doesn't really engage in an honest conversation. So, yes, you've tried many times. The poor guy really has a secret deceptive agenda. That's practically what it is. But yes, I've debated him on Modern Day Debates. I've debated him a few times on my channel as well. What can I say? Saddlebum, the title of the song, I've got it on my channel. I can't remember it now. Let Your Light Burn. What? A lamp burn. I can't remember what I named it. Burning Lamp. It's Burning Lamp music video, mate. Let me get it for you quickly, and I'll put it in the chat. There we go, Saddlebum. That's the music video. Okay. So, let me get some... I think let's start off with some mistakes from TV. This is actually quite a good channel. I just found this as well. Do go subscribe to Flat Earth Reconnaissance, guys. There is the channel. Really well worth it because they've been making some, just compiling a lot of the problems that TFE has been showing, their mistakes and glitches and all that stuff, and just compiled into videos and stuff, which is, I think, is good. I think people need to see the problems, and then the point comes to you, like, if there's so much issues excuse me, with TFE and this and all this, why is people believing this nonsense? I think this is also a spiritual thing based on that as well, because if you are outright seeing deception at play and manipulative constances the whole time, and you still believe that those people are telling the truth, then you might have to go back and think to yourself, are you being truthful? Are you being truthful with yourself? Are you lying to yourself because you don't want the truth to change your narrative? Okay. So I think let's start with this a bit. And then, by the way, guys, the link is on top. If you want to come in and have a discussion with me, do feel free to do so. Okay. asked this many times. Why did he walk away to get snow? Well, his argument was there was no loose snow by him. Where if you look at the 360 footage, there is a lot of snow right by the camera on the barrel where his laptop was and everything. You know, the place where he says he didn't use a vape. Yeah. I still can't believe he doubled down and tripled down on that. But hey, what can we do? By the way, guys, the link is above there. If you have just come in, good to see you guys. If you want to come and have a discussion, just hit the likes and share the show. It really, really does help, and I appreciate everybody's support. What's up, Logical? Good to see you. Yes, Logical, this is what we say. There's only two possibilities here. The sun is real for some odd reason there, and they filmed a local sun. Great. So let's say we accepted their deception as real. Yes, then they just proved that the sun was local and not 93 million miles away. But if we do also accept that it's just a deception and nothing they presented was actually evidential as true, it debunks them anyway because it also shows they had to fabricate it because it didn't suit their narrative. So it doesn't matter which way they go, they proved the sun is not 93 million miles away and they proved it's not a globe. Out when they were walking on that compacted ice snow, there was supposed to show footprints, even if it is compacted. Remember, it's got little ridges, and their shoes have little, every all shoes on their soles always have little indentations and things like that. So it should break off pieces of that. It didn't break off nothing. And sometimes they walked that showed, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes the footprints just appeared out of nowhere. So yes, the nonsense excuse of no, there was just compact ice. That's why no, that shows you. Yeah, wow, look at this. No Wi-Fi, literally with a Wi-Fi signal. That's very sad. I remember when we were still watching the live from what's it in them, and we went over the weather report there, and we were looking at the live weather report while they were there, and it was showing cloudy and windy. Yet, while they were live, there was no clouds, there was no wind, and we've never got an answer to it at all. They just handwave dismissed that. So why is it that we are able to show live that the weather doesn't support compared to where they were? So it's quite a sad thing. Hey, Sean Hawkins, good to see you. Yeah, the glitches in your head is why you're not understanding reality, man. Out the sun shouldn't change shape and stuff if they're claiming a 93 million mile away sun, just to let you guys know, because that's why they claim the sun wouldn't change angular size, because it's too far away. So what is their excuse actually for the sun warping and going like this? They can't, because they are supposedly at close the thing. What's up, PJ? Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. This is still live on Rumble from us. Wow. So you, the guy never sleeps, man. PJ, you really need to get rest. But it's good to see you. I'm happy you're doing well, man. Okay. Yeah, and obviously there's a lot of issues with these as well. We saw how they tried to debunk this and say, "Oh, you see, it is the real mountain." I do understand that is the mountain where they went, but there are still inconsistencies with that as well, because even with the shapes and stuff and frozen ice and stuff, there's still a bit of inconsistency there. But I don't really care about what the mountain's saying. To me, it's about the symbology behind what they did there. But we're going to go through more symbology after this, so we can, I guess, you guys can understand why this is such a red flag for anything. Because yes, this is very symbolic, based on a ritual. Very sad.
Now let's compare and look at what's happening in a final experiment. You see how everything bends. There's no padlock shift. The gaps between the table and the tripod and the building at the back stay the same. There's no padlock shift.
At all.
It means the footage is fake. But what they're doing is they're taking the footage, they're putting the footage in a circle, they're wrapping it. Then they're rotating the footage because they need to fake the rotation of the sun.
Where the cameras
Very
meet,
clever.
there's going to be stitch marks. And you can see here, Will Duffy's looking directly into the lens itself, and the stitch mark goes right across his face.
Yep, there it is. And their excuse is, no, it's just a glitch.
Right here is this other seam that comes along here because there is a break. And whatever this object is here, it disappears below this line here.
Right up here, cutting across, there's this line in the sky. And fortunately, you can zoom in. Come all the way across.
And I mean, I saw this as well. And if you go and you can see it really looks familiar. Look, this is, see there? This is how that's what they do to have their green. It makes that exact thing. So they are able to overlay it to get that specific effect. That's why a lot of people are calling this out. And at a stage, where was it? I think it was this one. Yes. I don't know if I can zoom in. You can actually see the corner. There's the corner, and it's going out, it's making another line, almost like a block. Now, why will it make that if they're not in a studio? Because that shows me that the sky itself is overlaid in a studio and the floor is real. That's why I still do stick to the Unreal Engine 5 sky. I stick to it more and more, and I think it's going to be more apparent why as we go along with this video. this, guys. Look this, but look at that. When I saw this first, I was like, could they just claim reflection? Or maybe the bottom is the real sun. The top is the fake one. Think about that, guys, because where's it reflecting off of? Because that's sky. That where it's supposedly reflecting off of is sky. That is fake. Because even if you look at the sun angle, look at this, it can more or less look like the sun's light is coming from there, not from there. Exactly. So this to me is a nail in the coffin. You can't have a reflection of the sun above the surface. It's supposed to be on the surface. And it also can't be a reflection because if it's a curve, remember curves go like this, the light would not be able to go around like they're showing this. It wouldn't be able to be situated. It's showing it's below the ground there. So that's a low sun. That is a fake sun. You can even see, look how clear that is, and look how blurry. You need to see how clear this is. Look how blurry the sun is there, the supposed sun that they're talking about. So there's big issues here. See, the sun actually goes in front of the sun actually goes in front of the mountain sometime there, which is really odd. Yeah, mystery teaching. We want to talk sometime, PJ. He's just a bit busy at the moment, but yeah, I saw you reviewed his video. What's that, Roman? Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. He says the alleged final experiment does not challenge Scripture because Scripture tells us the sun moves over the earth in a circuit. Hey, Luca, how's it going?
Hello, I'm doing good.
That's good, good. I guess it's evening there, you know?
It's about evening. It's 4 p.m.
Ah, okay. Not too late. Cool. So how's it
Yeah,
going?
it's going pretty good. So what are we doing? TFE, huh?
Yeah, we're looking through some TFE things, and then we're going to look at Scripture and see if TFE, goes against what Scripture says.
All right.
So it's going to be quite interesting. Yeah, guys, this is also interesting, okay? Same time, 1 year apart. Look what's going on. They're on a total different side. The mountain around Rosman and the left chain and Dave McKeegan is behind them. This sun is... Oh, wait, no, this is right. Because this video taken on the right here is in Union Glacier looking at Mount Rosman. No, it's this different places then. Because Mount Rosman is behind them in this side of Dave McKeegan. So it's looking at the same place, but opposite directions.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Why is the sun there at the back of the mountain, and this is looking at the opposite side of the mountain at the same time.
Huh?
And
But
they're high,
it
one's
says-
higher, one's lower.
Yeah. It says 1 year before though, so
Yeah,
one
it's
was
1 year
taken-
before, but it's the same time, same day.
Okay, yeah.
So the sun should be at the same position, correct?
If it was taken on the same, you mean?
Same day, same day.
Well,
Same time.
yeah. If it was taken on the same day and same time, then yeah, I suppose the sun would be in the same position.
Yeah, and this shows it's not.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Odd, eh?
It is a bit. Maybe I'll find something that might prove it's not odd.
No, it's very simple. It's like if I say this, if I take this is my hand, okay? I take a picture of my hand. It's on the right side of my face. Now the next year, I go and I do this, and I take a picture. And now the hand's on this side of the face, and it's lower. Same time, same place. It's just a year apart. Is that consistent with the year before, where it shows it here?
No.
That's what this is showing.
I'm certain there's an explanation.
Well, there should be. It probably has an explanation for this, but I don't know how someone can defend that explanation. Thoughts on all these vehicles always just vanishing into thin air?
Just camera. It's to do with the camera. It's not literally. They're not literally disappearing. It's just that the camera is like too. It gets like too. It's like a camera weird glitch thing that cameras do. Yeah, it's a camera being a camera when observing an object that far away. It can't really keep up with all the pixels and stuff, I suppose.
No, I can tell you what it is. It's fake. It's fake. They don't have an actual vehicle on screen. The vehicle that they have on screen is cutting out of frame because it's not real.
Well, the people that went down there say it's real, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm not saying they didn't go to Antarctica. No doubt about that. But what they're presenting is definitely faked.
But
Sorry?
why would it be faked?
Because they couldn't prove a 24-hour sun as they claim to want to prove. Hey, good to see you, Sam.
Yeah.
How's it going?
What's going on? How are you guys?
Good, man.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
Good. Thank you. Going out a little bit, but I caught you on the way. So just to let you know, I just heard you about the those things vanishing in thin air. I think I figured out what's going on. They have like a studio, some stage, and what happened is that when you see a truck, sometimes it's a real truck, and when it goes to a certain like position, like 10 yards or something, and then the computer takes over. That means the exact image, from the computer, is taking over, and while the real truck is being clocked, is being masked, then you see the image that continues to go, and that image is not actually the real truck, is a computer generated image.
But why would they fake that?
I think they made a lot of mistakes because they were in a hurry. I think they fucked up so much. It's not you can't explain how much, why they fucked up so much. I think they
But
were in a hurry.
why would they need? Why would they feel the need to fake or to
Well,
edit the truck out of the pit
They didn't.
trap?
It
because
was
it's very important because it gives you the impression, that the area is big and it's going away, it's going like like hundreds of yards away, so it cannot be in a studio. That's the to give you the impression it's not in a closed space. That's easy to understand. They need a truck, they need things to make you believe that they are actually in the open air.
it's
That's
the
what it.
same. It's the same trick that Apollo was doing with the moon landings, where they had a big warehouse and they had limitation to where they could be. That's why even the moon rover could only go a certain distance and come back.
They
But
have to, yeah, they have to have
if
movement. They have to have movement.
if that explanation was true, then we arrive at another question of they supposedly planned this for years, and they couldn't get like a big enough studio to do this in. That's another problem.
I also have another theory, is
They
that
planned this for years, and they messed up.
yeah, but the technology is not very old. Actually, the technology is like very recent. I think they didn't master the technology. It's too much. If they planned that for years, I'm sure that the technology that I had years ago is not the same, done today. That means maybe they didn't master it. It's possible.
The
And they
technology
got the
today
help
is
of
way better.
they got the help of AI today. So AI is helping a lot with masking things for them and recreating, generating. So
Yeah,
just
but
speeds
it's
things.
it's it's still not perfect. It's still not perfect. It doesn't work perfectly. It's not
Exactly.
like don't be. That's you know when you screw around with the Flat Earth community, you you screw around with the best, man. You have to be careful. We're gonna watch you like like in North Korea. We're gonna we're gonna see every little move that you make, every little thing. We're gonna observe everything. So of course, it's easy to catch all these things. But again, it's amazing to see how much they fucked up. They're not even good at lying. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I could have
Yeah,
done better, I
but
think.
like it's similar with the moon landing because the moon landing they apparently had this all planned out, and then once they got there, oops, we forgot the stars. My
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I was saying earlier. The
Yeah.
thing is, concentrating so hard to make everything look perfect, take all the things out to make it look real. You always have human nature. You miss something.
Exactly.
But the stars, that's so obvious, unless of course that it's not faked, and the reason that we can't see the stars is because of exposure.
No, they couldn't see with their eyes. We have, for instance, Buzz Aldrin, Collins, and Mr. Armstrong himself, all not deciding what they saw with their own eyes. They all have different narratives on the stars.
But 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 they were outside, and one was inside.
So they saw with their own eyes. It's got
So
nothing to do with the
it
exposure of
will
it.
be a different exposure, wouldn't it?
Your
Outside would have a different exposure to inside. Therefore, inside you'd be able to see the stars,
our
and
eyes are not
outside you
cameras.
wouldn't be able to
Wait,
see the
Luca,
stars.
Luca. People's eyes are not cameras.
But it's like if I shine a spotlight in your face, you wouldn't be able to spot a firefly 2 centimeters to the right or something, because the exposure, the brightness would be too bright to see the firefly.
And if you put your hand in front of the light, you see everything around it.
If you put your hand, I mean,
There was
the
no light
exposure would
shining
still
in
be
their
too
eyes.
bright.
Wait. Just to let you know, there was no light shining in anybody's eyes.
But there was the sun.
They saw exactly the same stars. They just couldn't decide what they saw or didn't. They were even Collins changed his mind afterwards. He even wrote a book saying what he saw, and then later on changed his mind to what he said.
It would have been too complicated for them at the time to just create a fake map of the stars, because it would have been very easy for real astronomers to to realize it
Well,
was fake, because
Wait, didn't he say I don't know whether or not I saw the stars? He
Yeah,
didn't give
they
a
said
definitive
they
yes or no at the time.
they said everything. They said we didn't see the stars, we couldn't see the stars, and then later on you have astronauts that says you can see plenty of stars when you are there. You can see more stars. They just say everything and the opposite. They're just like
But the
confusing
people
people.
that saw the stars were inside, and the people that didn't see the stars were outside. So that gives you a correlation, and I understand correlation does not necessarily mean causation, but it does make you think like, what's the difference between inside and outside? You know, the people that say they saw the stars were all inside. The people that say they didn't see the stars were all outside.
Okay.
So that's definitely got to be
Okay,
something.
let's do it this way, Luca. I'm going to give you some other astronauts as well, like Don Petit and Marciano, where they literally
Exactly.
together, they see the same from the same place and they still see different things. Donald Petit claims to have seen the stars nebula and forth from space. Okay. Mike Mashiyama, which was with him, also
Yes, I
claims
remember
to
that.
have seen the stars nebula. Okay. Then later, Neil
Okay.
Armstrong, it's pitch black. They see no stars.
Uh
Buzz Aldrin
huh.
claims the
But
space
Neil
is a deep
Armstrong was
black
on the
with
moon.
velvet sheen. He was with him together. He was with.
Yes.
So why is he saying the stars and Armstrong says it isn't? They were together.
A deep black, but with a velvet
So they're
sheen.
stars.
That doesn't say stars.
That is the stars.
But
Chris Hadfield,
deep black with velvet sheen's not stars.
Hadfield says the same as Buzz Aldrin. Michael Collins can't remember seeing any stars, then later says he did see stars. This is what I'm saying in his book he wrote.
Yeah,
I mean
it's a
that
supermarket. They take
is.
whatever you want.
I mean, I could probably come up with a reason why he said that.
What's the reason?
He probably wasn't sure whether or not he saw stars.
So it's a lie then. Well done. Okay.
No, it's the emotion. It's the emotion. It was so
Or it could just be because he heard people say that they saw stars and that influenced his response as
That means
well.
he's lying.
It's like,
well,
well,
the,
if they say they saw stars, did I see
That
stars?
means he's not
I'm
telling the
not sure.
well,
But saying I don't
that-
know is not a lie, is it?
but check it out. Check it out. When somebody lies
No.
to you like once, twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times, then you
But
don't believe them. Even if they give you the right time, you don't believe them. It's over. So
but
they
I
have no
don't
credibility.
know. But I don't know is not a lie.
That is.
Saying I
Well,
don't know is not a lie.
It's deniable.
it might be a lie. It's also a lie. Maybe they know and they say that I don't know, so
Yeah.
it's a lie. If they know and they say they
Okay,
don't know, it's a
if
lie.
if they
Wait,
know and
Luca.
they
It's
if
deniable plausibility. It's trying to start give an argument because no matter what you answer, you're going to be shown as a liar. So rather play neutral. That's called lying.
And also, it's
if
insulting
he
our intelligence
knows and
because
he said I don't know, then that would be a lie. Yeah.
but it's also insulting our intelligence because if you're an astronaut and you went there and you say, I don't know if I saw stars, what do you think? We like retarded, fucking retarded? Who are you talking to? Like Mongolians? Like who the fuck are we? Are my eyes like this? What the fuck? You have to make sense that these people are just like they don't even know. When people like this, they have to believe their own lies. And then most of the time they get confused in their lies. They don't even know what they're lying about and what they said before, what they didn't say. So it's for me they lost all credibility. Whatever they say is not credible.
100% agree.
Whatever.
Yeah, because if they
That's all.
decide to be deceptive and they show lies, why trust them? And that's why I like what you put this compilation up, because we've also shown many things that say if there's one thing, okay, maybe just a problem, but it's over and over and over and over and over showing these deceptive things, and they're very open to say deception is okay. So why trust what they present?
You can't.
To me, they haven't been deceptive.
Why not?
Well, I just can't see anything that would indicate deceptiveness. You know?
Literally on screen.
When when you have mountains moving, it's normal.
I mean,
Like
all of the mistakes have explanations, right?
well, it's going to be hard to explain the straight line in the sky with a right angle. It's going to be hard to explain mountain moving, or like the plane distorting itself. It's not easy to explain. But if you can explain that, you can explain anything. You can explain the moon landing was real, and Tesla on Mars is real.
Exactly.
You have to be careful. You have to be. I tell you something. We have to be suspicious of everything. That's okay, but we also have to, like you said, also to be fair and try to do the maximum in order to judge as fairly as possible. And that maybe we are making mistakes, but there is a limit to this. We cannot just push it to the ridicule. We 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 know that now it's reached a point that we cannot say they didn't lie, even if we wanted to. It's impossible. I cannot say it's possible that they are never lied. It's
Yeah,
impossible.
agreed.
They fucked that up. That's the thing. I didn't do it. It was there when I came in. I didn't do that. They did that. They did that to themselves. We don't accuse them of nothing. We just show them what they did. You understand? We didn't create nothing. They did. So that's the point. They fucked up. Why can't you make like a simple video with like a nice camera, professional camera? Why do you need all that technology? What do you need the green screen technology in Antarctica to observe a natural phenomenon? What do you need that technology for? You understand? It's already suspicious right there. You don't need green screen technology. So what? They brought it there not to use it. This is
Didn't
stupid to believe that they didn't use. Of course they used it. I don't know when,
didn't
how, and but
didn't David Weiss say that there wasn't a green screen?
Who cares what David White says?
the, no, but it's okay. But we can argue with David Weiss that again. So why did they bring and activated that a green screen technology if they did
Because
not use
because
it?
he is one of the big flat earthers, right? So so
Well,
wouldn't
Did you see my thumbnail, Luca, for the stream?
no.
If you look nicely in the right hand corner, you can see Duffy and Dave Weiss buddy standing next to each other taking a photo
Oh,
before the Dean Odell debate with Gridlock.
oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting
That
photo.
was 20.
If you can send
Yeah.
okay.
it,
Why is it that Dave Weiss is buddy with Will Duffy before this whole TFE thing?
no.
Well, I probably wouldn't mind taking a photo of you if I got the chance, Flatzoid.
No, I don't think you understand what's going on here. This whole thing's a show, man.
Yeah, it's a bad one too. It's a drama.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're on opposite sides, it would be like, meeting you in person. It's like, what?
Well, I can demonstrate you that it's fake and that it was all a lie, because even the mass media don't even dare picking that up. It's so fucked up that they don't even talk about it. They should like talking about it all over the place. They don't talk about it. That's why they have to make like a private documentary, you know. And even in their in their own trailer, they fucked up. They put like 2 cents. But anyways, just to tell you that they don't pick that up. You don't hear that on CNN, you don't hear that. They should talk about it. They should like whoa, look, we have the proof now that flat Earth is bullshit. But no, they don't, because they're too scared, and they know that if they pick that up, it's gonna be like it's gonna backfire on them.
Oh
So
my
it's very
god.
easy to understand. Yeah, it's clear.
Flatfoot, please say that you can see that this image was made by
Yes, this
ChatGPT.
one is, but just listen to the words and then see the actual image. Just listen.
Is it a coincidence
There's the
that
actual
Duffy
picture.
and Weiss just happened to go to the same restaurant in Nashville on the day that Craig Locke and D Nuttall had their debate?
How does Jaron know?
Get it? Don't worry, this we're gonna show later anyway. So, but there's a lot of coincidences. Okay.
Well, out of all this, we can understand something is that if those guys spend so much efforts, I don't even want to talk about money or protection or what I had there to to allow them to get there. That's why I don't believe they even went there. But we have to understand that what's at stake here is huge, because if they invest so much, that means that it's what's at stake about flat Earth is very big. It's not nothing. It's not just about the shape of the Earth. Something very much bigger going on there.
Yeah,
Those guys are investing
there's
too
more
much.
behind the lines that's going on that meets the eye. There's a big
Of course,
desperation
of
to try
course,
shut down flat Earth for a reason.
of course.
I agree. Okay, I think let's go on with your video. Because look at that. Look how they're just vanishing. And I mean, it's not just okay. This is obviously just the camera.
Yeah, that's why all the
Yeah.
glitches, all the things. It's like some kind of a glitch
Yeah, that's
also that doesn't
the.
go away.
See, this is the chroma key.
So
This
that,
is what you're
that's
talking
not
about, the chroma key. Now, my question was based on this chroma key, okay? If you're going to Antarctica, why is your chroma key setting on anyway? I mean,
exactly
he probably
why.
used his laptop in Punta Serenas as well, and he would have figured his chroma keys on. So that tells me they were
Exactly.
using studio work while they were there. And he forgot to stick it
Of
off.
I
course.
mean,
And
Will Duffy was using his regular computer or
That's my
phone,
point.
whatever he uses. So
Yeah, but
he forgot to turn it off. That's all.
yeah, but what did you turn it on? What did you bring it? At all in Antarctica? You're supposed to observe a natural phenomenon. Why do you need all that fake technology there? For what? What? You
What?
understand? So it's suspicious. I wouldn't even have taken it. Yes, of course. Why do you need that chroma
chroma key,
technology,
yeah.
that green screen technology? You don't need it. You're
Yeah,
supposed to
you
go
don't
there to
you wouldn't need
observe
it.
and to film a
He
natural
just left
phenomenon.
it on.
You don't
That's
need it.
all. He didn't even
Exactly.
realize it.
But
So
but why bring it?
he
I wouldn't
didn't
have
bring it
brought
though.
it not to be. Well, he
He
brought it
didn't
because
even
it's.
realize he had brought it.
Oh, come on! You don't realize? Don't.
It was just a
Now you're being
setting
the
on his computer
advocate of the
phone.
devil.
His what he uses to record. It was just a setting that he
Yeah.
accidentally left on. He didn't even realize it was on until after the stream. You know,
And
it
what do you
wasn't.
think? Everything is blue over there. They all have like blue jackets, in the blue, houses over there. The blue truck, blue this, blue that, because this is the color they used. It's a chroma.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's not also just like
I
this
want
that they had like
I
all
also want to point out that this nonsense of he forgot to stick it off is just nonsense, because if you open OBS and you got your chroma key set in and he's opening it before he even presses live, you can see the chroma keys on. I know, I used OBS for a few years on here. You literally know chroma keys on. He would have seen straight away when he opened OBS and said, oh, okay, my chroma key's on, let me stick it off. He didn't. Why?
Well,
Yeah, but also
why didn't he take it off then?
Because he was using it.
For what?
Ask him. That's the whole point. So give me 2 minutes. I'll
We
be back
didn't.
now.
We didn't really see anything that It would have been very clear that the chroma key was on, because anything blue would have, or anything green, I should say, because that's the color it was, would have been chroma keyed out and have his intro, have his background, what he uses, the TFE logos and stuff, what he uses on his YouTube channel. The fact that there are so many quote unquote mistakes, despite planning for years, apparently years, anyway, just doesn't really make sense. Sure, human error is a thing, but it's not. you plan something, and then when the time comes, you flub. I mean, that doesn't really
Well,
happen that often.
have you ever heard about those serial killers that just want to get caught?
Who want to get caught? Why? Why would they want to
It's
get
a
caught?
syndrome, psychological. Maybe it's that. I'm just kidding, but maybe that. But there is no reason why they fucked up so much. We can think about reasons. I believe because they were too much on a hurry to get that done quickly, and they didn't master the technology.
Wait, sorry guys. Okay, but yeah, it's probably based on their time constraint was too thin margin, and they knew the time was running out, so they had to make some cuts. So they made mistakes. Simple. Because this was planned out for a while beforehand. It wasn't something that's like, guys, let's just quickly do this. This was something planned out meticulously. Having meetings, let's work out how we're going to do this, blah blah blah. Because they had a
I'm
very
probably I'm
specific crew with them as well.
I'm probably gonna say that this was he probably got the idea to do this in around 2023, not 2024. So
You do know he lied about choosing about lying about how he got the idea. He has two different narratives on how he got this idea.
no.
Yes, he told everybody he got the idea from Dean Odell when he had the debate with Greg Locke. Later on, he said he had the idea before he went to go watch that debate. So which one was it?
I mean, he probably had an idea. He probably had an idea to do something about the flat Earth, and then after watching the Dean Odell, he's like, the 24-hour sun. That's gotta be what I should do.
No, it's called lying. It's called contradiction. He has two narratives for the same idea.
Well, one, you can't really say one is a narrative. It's too broad to be considered a narrative, what he says. But then he says he got the idea of doing it in Antarctica after Dean Odell. So it's not really a contradiction. Like, it's very broad. He just says, I got the idea to do an experiment, to hopefully debunk flat Earth, and then after watching Dean Odell, he goes, oh, well, I should do the experiment in Antarctica. I should do the 24-hour sun experiment, that one is just him is talking about.
I love how you're trying to defend his contradiction.
Yeah, you're just too good. You're just too good, man. Too good.
Yeah, that's good. This is the other one. This was a cool one. Where he turns to the right and then whoop. Look at why is it showing the double? There's exactly that. That shouldn't be showing. If it's real.
What?
Let me rewind it quickly. It's a double image. It's busy rendering as
No,
it's coming across.
No, it's not a double image. I'm just showing like a glitch, something that goes on, something that walks along the,
You do realize that is like that's a dip, right?
Yeah, but you look
like
at
that's what?
It's like elevated, so there's more ground. It's like you're looking at the quote unquote horizon of the ground because it dips down. So So
It's got nothing to do with that. This is this thing across the mountain here. People have said, "Oh, there's a shadow." It's not a shadow because it doesn't fit the distance and angular side.
what? The white or what?
That look, it looks like they claim it's a shadow.
No, no. What I put in the red circle there, it's very hard to see on that picture, but you have to put, on the second picture, you're gonna see it better. It's like a glitch going, walking, like something going along, going along. As the truck goes that way, there's a glitch going all
Yeah,
around,
look,
the circle. Something is moving
Oh,
there.
that. I see what
there
you're
we go.
talking.
Hey, now it comes across.
But that could be anything, though. That could be another.
Well,
Oh,
That could be another truck moving. Who knows?
yes, but nothing like this, could have appeared on a natural footage.
It could even be
On a normal footage.
It could even be a wing of a plane.
no.
Yeah, but do you think that's normal on a natural footage? Look at it's not normal. That means it's all fake. It's all like
What? Something
manipulated.
moving? If things move
Yeah,
in
yes.
natural footage, what are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the previous picture.
Yeah, you were talking about. We'll go back there for them. So
Yeah,
this thing.
yeah. The thing
Right?
moving. So a thing is moving. Therefore, what?
It's exactly the same speed
That's
as
it.
this. As this moves at the speed, it moves exactly the same speed that way, Luca.
So
It could even be a pulley system. You do know that.
the car is moving, and the thing is moving at the same speed as the car, or what?
Yes, it could even be a.
Yes, exactly. The same thing.
Then
You know,
it's likely another car. Then
no.
But
You
you
know what?
can't
If this,
No.
Luca, do you know if this isn't a studio, there can be a pulley system on a jig that's pulling a fake truck.
But
Anything can be possible.
It's not real.
But
wait, you
whatever
think
it is,
that truck is fake? The one that's moving?
Yes.
no, it's real at a certain point, and then becomes
Yes.
fake. It becomes the computer is taking
So
over.
when it gets
You
But
understand?
when
to where they are
exactly
able
did
to
the
splice,
computer
wait,
take over then?
Luca, you see when it gets to a point where it's able to get spliced, it becomes real to fake. So in other words, they probably reached a point where they can't drive any longer, and it reached. You're gonna see now. See, that's where it starts coming through. Look at the difference between the truck how it was here and a few frames ago.
Can you
Okay,
slow it down?
I'm gonna slow it down now.
Okay. Let's see the moment it changes.
As soon as
At one point, it's very hard to pick up.
As soon as that thing appears
What?
there, look at this truck. Look at this truck. As soon as that thing
I
appears,
couldn't see it. Hold on. Let's see.
No, it's hard to pick up.
I'm
It's
gonna
hard to
try
you have
and
to
stop it on the. Look at how the truck looks. And as soon as
Okay.
that thing pops up, you're gonna see the difference in the truck.
Atem ovrim po de.
There we right. There. Look at that. The truck all of a sudden looks like it.
I can't really.
It almost looks like the angular size of the truck just changed a touch. Let me see if I can.
It's going further away from you. The angular size would change.
No, this is like a jump in angular size change.
Well, so it changes angular size drastically.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna see if I can.
It's not easy to get those right pictures.
There we go.
Tough.
Look at that. As soon as that thing pops up there, the angular size has really just jumped.
I still don't see it. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I hold on. Hold on. I'm wearing my glasses now. Hold on. I'm really looking. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can screen print it. Yeah, I can put on another program. We can see if we can zoom it in. How's that?
I should wapify images as it moves and investigate. Like go cutting, like go frame by frame. Can you do that on YouTube? Can you move it frame by frame?
I don't think so.
Dang it.
Yeah,
Well, that would definitely be. Well, it's too difficult to tell if you can't go frame by frame.
Yes, on YouTube.
okay.
Oh well.
Let's crop.
No, I'm joking.
Crop.
What's this conversation in chat? They're talking about parallel vertical lines or something.
Look at that. Look at that jump. How squashed it is there compared to this. You see that, Luca?
It's my. It is going to look a bit different because it's not. It's these aren't the. Well, it is going to look different because depending on how far, unless it's like literally the next frame.
Just it looks weird.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I still don't see it. Not really. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me put it back to normal speed.
I really tried to see it though.
It's okay, Luca. We understand. You're hero Duffy.
Oh. It's not like.
Yeah, where did that fog come from? I saw this as well. Wasn't that maybe just breath? Oh no, but it's following. Oh, whoa. It's kind of following the screen.
I mean, if someone called
Maybe it's a
PJ
light,
a
a
liar,
lens.
wouldn't
Maybe it
you?
was
If someone called PJ a liar, wouldn't you want to defend him if you knew it wasn't a lie?
Yeah, everybody has their right to do so. The point is that you aren't really defending Duffy based on a lie. You're just saying, no, you trust him.
No, I'm trying to look for explanations as to why he said the things that he said. You know.
So, sometimes when you cannot find
it's like when he said. It's like when he said that lying is okay to do. You know. If you need the like context or something, like if you could see why he said that, you know, if you could come up with an explanation as to why he said the things that he said or did the things that he did without saying he's a liar.
Yeah, but coming with an explanation is one thing. Then you have to prove that your explanation is true, and then you got to believe.
Oh my!
That is breaking up.
Guy.
Robot.
You have to, because when somebody again, lies so much, you cannot be pointing to like trying to when try to figure out what he says and what he thinks, because whatever he says and whatever he thinks, is not credible. It's not relevant anymore. It's like it's over.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
He just killed himself. Just fucked himself. That's it. Goodbye. Go home. Go play video games. It's over. Game over.
I mean, first you've got to prove that he's untrustworthy.
Yes, of course.
Before
and
you
when
can,
we,
of course. At least
that's what we. That's what we did.
Everything he said.
Well, let's put it this way: is he untrustworthy based on the things that he said? Is he untrustworthy based on on his background? You can say of how Yes, he's very untrustworthy. Is he untrustworthy the way he comes and presents himself and has conversations? Yes. Nothing about the guy has shown me to show he's trustworthy in anything.
But,
It just
but
shows me he
anyway,
has a deceptive agenda.
What, based on conversations?
Everything about
anyway,
it.
before it started, you know,
And even
don't you
if
hear?
he
Okay, I was.
Sorry,
even
Luca.
if he
Luca,
huh?
just wait quickly. He was trying to talk. Sorry, man. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No, it's just I was just saying that this thing was even meant to fail before it started, because why do they have to wait so long to try to have a video of 24-hour sun in Antarctica, since for like 80 years there are scientists there are people working there, and there's not one single video of 24-hour sun in Antarctica? This is the first question. Why send an entire team over there to check it out? You can just pay somebody over there just like 10 grand, just please just film the 24-hour sun. So it's
Exactly.
already, it doesn't make
But
sense. It's
here's
like
the thing.
you understand, science has
What they've done is not new. It has been done before.
No, never. The
Yeah.
only pictures that we have are fake. The Anthony Powell's picture of the Antarctica sun,
Is
yeah,
that
are
the
fake.
one where he
Been
looped it?
There's none. There's not one.
He
Show
wanted.
me.
Didn't you ask like why why the edit here or something?
Why what?
Like, sure, the Antarctica one you're talking about is the one where it gets looped around, right, or something? Like it shows the same cloud.
No, the Anthony Powell fake video. Is you see that the sun is totally disappearing behind like
It's
little, thin
it has been edited,
poles like
but
a few times.
did you ask him? Did you even talk to Powell as to
Why
why
should
he
I?
needed to
Can,
edit it?
why should I? Why should I talk to him after that I see that
To
he made a fake video? I don't need to go far. If you have when you go to court,
it's
if you have like one proof of something, you don't need like two proofs or three proofs or 100 proofs. One proof is enough to send you to jail like for a long time. Don't need two proofs. Only one is enough. That's what that's the point of a proof. A proof establishes a fact.
but you
So at
need
that
an
point,
explanation from the other side too. The other side gets a chance to argue as well.
yeah, but we have access to the other side's opinion through their live streams, through their comments, and actually they don't have nothing to say. What can they say?
Actually, Will Duffy asked him why the edit. Will Duffy asked Powell why he had to edit that part and stuff. And why the loop or something? I don't know what Tony Powell's edit was. I think it was a loop or something.
Well,
But Will Duffy asked Tony why the need to edit the video. So and I think the explanation was like the camera went out of power or something, and there was a tiny cut or something. I don't know. I don't know what the what the reason
but
was, but
but can't you see that it
that
doesn't make
that could
sense?
be a
Like
valid reason. That could
no,
be a valid
that
right?
then again it will go against all logic, because they planned that for years. So now they don't have any. They didn't think about the
But there
the
have been
battery. This
videos
is
of the 24-hour sun.
no. No, that's the point. If they had, they wouldn't have it. Why did they go there? They should have just showed it. So hey, there is a video.
But they do.
So
We have you. But flat earthers just
yeah,
say that they're fake.
but
Because Will Duffy's main reason for the experiment was to stream the 24-hour sun, right? To have no edits, to have a 24-hour sun, no cuts or anything, because
and
flat earthers weren't convinced that the videos of the 24-hour sun were real. So
And
will
did I
Duffy
present
was.
and did I present this though, Luca?
And that's why there is all these fakeries on this video, and that's why they took all that technology, that chroma key, that green screen technology, in order to show us exactly what's going on. Come on, at one point, reasoning has to lead you to common sense, to logic, not against logic. You understand? Reasoning, you're right, you have to reason, you have to think, but then you have to to be logic, not to go, to be illogical. There's a point of reasoning
Wouldn't
to think.
wouldn't a
So that
green screen show the background though? Like if you turn on a green screen, it would show what's behind you. Like you'd be
Oh,
see.
well, you see, Luca, can I point out to you, they were in an article here, okay, but it doesn't mean that the sun they were showing was the real sun. There were
it cannot be
points
the reason.
in time where, yeah, there were points in time where they could be in a studio, and there were points in time where they could be, this like with this drone, for instance. They could been really outside in Antarctica at that time because they weren't really concentrating on the position of the sun. They were concentrating on, look, I'm trying to show you that we are here. Other times where they're showing a specific part, they could be in a studio. You understand? It's
What
based on different times.
But
what was
there was like 5 cameras going at the same time.
And it's easy to have placed that image of the fake sun through Unreal Engine onto their cameras. Hence why
well?
thanks to
With
Dave
no
McKeegan,
mistakes.
he proved that with evidence showing his 360 camera having those glitches.
If you
What's
believe
up?
that sun,
Yeah.
if you really believe that sun there is real, your mother just believe in Santa Claus. They could have put a picture
No.
of Santa Claus, with like going on a wolves, dragging him in there, and then you would have believed, dude, it's crazy. Look at the sun. It doesn't look like a sun. It's like smudge. It's like going like this. It's like going like. Come on, just we have to be totally retarded to be. Even I know
I
people
mean,
that are retarded.
doesn't
They
the
wouldn't believe it.
sun
They don't believe it.
doesn't the sun go up and down anyway as we orbit the Earth? Like it does an up and down motion. So that could be a reason why we see the sun lower at some point compared to other points because it goes up and down as it,
The sun, yes,
in the
but not what we
summertime.
saw. The sun probably, but not what that light that they showed us. That's for sure. you know, this is laughable, man. This is like it becomes like it's
Exactly.
beyond ridicule. It's beyond ridicule. It's like wow. And I believe it's working. It's going to convince a lot of idiots because a lot of idiots out there they need that video. They need it, to just like live their lie and so it's going to be good for them. But people like with a little bit of reasoning, a little bit of common sense, can see through that, with the eyes closed. You can read that
Yeah.
shit open. It's like so it's so obvious. It's not defendable. It's not defendable. And I wish he could. I wish we
I
could.
would love to see how a fake version, or you managing to create what they saw in like Unreal Engine or whatever you claim they use. I would love to see it replicated by
Very
you.
easy. It's very easy to fake the sun on Unreal Engine, man. I've actually shown videos on this.
But have you
Yes,
recreated?
you can recreate it in real time.
But
You can literally
but
recreate
I
the sun.
haven't seen that. Have you actually recorded yourself creating it or something?
I don't have Unreal Engine on my PC,
Oh,
so I can't do it. My PC is unfortunately not up to the standard based on the
ah,
size of my
so
RAM.
it's not. So
You,
it's
Look,
you know,
so.
My PC's adequate for the streaming, but it's not going to be adequate, especially with the amount of space I got on my hard drive and stuff to do on my PC.
So it's not like a gaming PC or anything. It's
Like I
just
said,
a
it's adequate
normal.
for the things I do, but it's
Okay.
not.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Not. It's
Yeah.
not up
It's
to.
adequate. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
If you want to, yeah, yeah, you wouldn't really want a good PC just for streaming. You just want to get a PC that's adequate for the things you want it to do. I understand.
Well, let me quickly just. I'm gonna play a video quickly.
Of setting up a dynamic.
Okay. And then
No,
I
Dave
think it's
McKeegan. Dave also went on the trip to Antarctica.
yes. What's up, Roger? Good to see you.
Not
Okay,
much.
but quickly just watch this, Luca.
Stream did actually record the sun going behind like kind of over Mount Rossman, which is south anyway, which is if the sun was going to set in Antarctica, is where it would have been. The stream did actually record the sun going behind Mount. The sun going behind Mount.
We were up close to. So that sun ropes around here, and last night, once it goes behind the mountain for about, I don't know, it's probably behind the mountain 2 hours.
The whole reason I say it wasn't real is because I haven't seen evidence that it has been real. It's just on the basis of, trust me, bro, it's not faked. The issue we've been having a lot is, especially because this whole thing was based on deception from the get-go from Mr. Duffy himself. And unfortunately, there's a lot of red flags that people have been pushing out that have been not really addressed, other than either excuses or just say, no, you guys don't know what's going on kind of thing. I have my own idea how I think you could have faked the sun, which I will be presenting.
Okay, are you going to maybe give a suggestion of how you think it was faked so you and Dave can talk about that?
Yeah. Well, my idea is how they could have faked it was Duffy or someone could have gone earlier and got high-def HDRs surround environments of Antarctica, because when you look at the footage, we don't see Union Glacier anywhere around there, and they're only about 1.5 kilometers away. You should see Union Glacier Camp. We don't see Union Glacier Camp at Mount Rossman, so that shows that they were either probably there when it was off-season, when there were no tourists available. They were able to get their environment done, HDR environment done, and they could recreate it in Unreal Engine 5 if they wanted to. And therefore, when they did all really go down in December, they were able to just fake the sky and have the rest as a real environment.
In this tutorial, we are going to cover the full process of setting up a dynamic snow environment like this. How to use the ultra dynamic sky asset to add a snow weather preset to your world, and also how to set up your characters so that they make dynamic snow trails as they walk through your world.
And here I will drag and drop my HDRI, and let's drag and drop here. So yeah, it has imported successfully. So yeah, here is how we can add HDRI in Unreal Engine 5.
Let's get started. So, starting with the basics, it is very simple to get this up and running. In fact, we only need to do two things. We need to work with the directional light and with the sky and atmosphere actor. Now, first things first, a directional light. Here's a directional light. I'll drag it in a little bit more towards the center. But the really important thing here is that if you look in the advanced options, it says here, atmosphere sunlight, yes. So you have to enable that. That registers this directional light as being a directional light, a sunlight that has to be detected by atmosphere rendering. By having done that, we're immediately there. As I zoom out a little bit, you see you get the shading of the atmosphere is being rendered, the sun is being rendered, and if you were to rotate the sun, the directional light, in fact you can do that with a shortcut Ctrl-L. So if you hold Ctrl-L, and while holding it you simply move the mouse, you can do this, and you can see it all nicely updates. Now we have evening, sunset, getting night, can have sunrise again. So all of that pretty much simply just works.
So now to rotate the sun, simply go to the rotation tool, and you can rotate your sun. There's another way to move the sunlight. So you can press Ctrl-L, and after that you can move your mouse to rotate the sun. So this is a very handy shortcut to rotate the sun lamp.
See, there you go, Luca. Very easy to fake the sun's position in Unreal Engine.
Okay, so I admit that it is possible, but did they actually do
Yes,
that?
because I can show you another one where Dave McKeegan's having his live stream and he's trying to show on his 360 camera his image, his footage, and he's saying, "Well, how can it be on here if I faked it?" And then literally points out like 2 or 3 times where in places where it's glitched because of how compression works on the 360s. If you take it off and stick edited stuff and back on, it usually compresses and has glitches. And that's exactly on his live stream. He pointed this out. And he's like, "Oh, this is weird."
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Okay.
By the way, I just want to shout out to all the mothers.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, I just want to shout out to all the mothers because it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Oh, yes, it is Mother's Day.
Long time no see, Matthew.
I forgot.
Long time no see.
Well, I didn't forget, but I just didn't feel the need to bring it up.
Everybody loves their mama.
Amen.
Yeah, Mama's Day, yeah. She's not up right now, though. I wouldn't be able to call her.
Yeah, I'm all alone, so.
Oh, you're all alone?
Wait, you're all alone?
Yeah,
Wife is having a baby?
Yeah, my wife and children are at her mother's because she's really waiting for when, baby's going to come. My mother's also that side, so I'm all alone 5 hours away.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So as soon as she says, "Okay, it's time," then I have to drive through.
Don't get pulled over, Flats.
5
So,
hours.
let me get this
Why?
straight, Flatzoid. Your mother-in-law is about to have a baby?
Good one, man.
What's happening?
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Oh, did you laugh? Chilstad blocked his comment.
What now?
No.
And that's why he got more charges on him when he came back. Is that what you laughed at? Oh.
No, he's laughing at Matthew because he said his mother-in-law was having a baby instead of his wife. That's why he was laughing.
Okay, we're gonna carry on with this video quickly, and then because you actually got quite a few to go through.
Okay.
We haven't even got to scripture yet. Oh, and I don't know when we're gonna get there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Andrew, hello.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
My first time joining in
Hello.
into your life.
Hey, Andrew. F.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not
I
sure
don't
about
see
my
it.
camera.
You're not.
Can't hear
I don't
him.
see your American logo. In
It
the back.
happens. Some people don't have avatars, and it just shows black screen. It happened to Derek as well.
All right, I'll fix
Uh-huh.
that momentarily. But
Yeah, it's
either
just
way,
the avatar.
yeah, today is Mother's Day, so I'm not going to be very
Hey,
available.
yo.
But yeah, everyone should definitely make sure that your mother is the reason
You're so
that you
dumb.
exist. Your mother and your father. So please don't neglect that.
Hi. How's it going?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I just muted Luca quickly. I was over talking him. Okay.
Thanks, Flats.
Here we go. Back, Luca. Okay.
Huh?
You're
What?
over talking 2 people already, Luca.
Andrew.
Oh, I can't hear anything. I can only hear you. I can't hear them at all. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was
It
over
happens.
talking them at all because I can't hear them.
You
But
should
yeah.
fix that problem.
I literally can't hear them. I can only hear you. I thought.
The
I'm
gentleman
sorry.
was saying to honor your father and your mother. Can
Oh.
you hear that?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear them for some
Maybe you
reason.
should drop out and drop in again.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I was over talking them.
It's okay. It happens. So when it comes to this Will Duffy guy, I don't trust him very much at all. And I know some people were going to say, or will say, that they will trust him to a certain extent. But for me, whoa, what's going on?
Somebody's moving furniture.
No, I just moved my mic away from the speaker.
Okay, no problem. But
Okay, I can hear them. Okay.
yeah, so,
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna go on to the mom and dad thing too much, but I love my mom and my dad. They're both still alive right now. Hopefully, all of your mothers and fathers are still alive, and you can tell them that you love them and appreciate everything that they've done for you. But aside from that,
thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, hopefully that's an important thing in people's lives.
Amen. Definitely.
So when it comes to Will Duffy and this topic at hand at the moment, yeah, I trust him like I trust a hungry fucking lion in a cage with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust the guy.
At all.
So yeah, I don't trust him.
That's why I usually, but I 100% agree with him. I mean, this is why I do liken him to the serpent, because he definitely has a deceptive agenda behind everything he's doing.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's literally acting like he's this all holier than thou kind of saint to all his gullible followers, which literally, to me, it's a dystopian kind of fake persona, just like the Antichrist presents. You know what I mean?
I can. Yeah, I can understand that.
Because he wants to act like he's the good guy, but if you look at everything he says, everything he does, it has a very specific agenda towards it, and it's all based on deception.
Yeah, I just really hope that at some point he becomes honest, but I'm not seeing that happening anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I met him in person just by the judge of his demeanor and what he told me when I met him the first time. He definitely lies about everything. He started off with a lie to begin with, just in conversation with me. So yeah, he's not going to change his spots. I can tell you that.
The double speak is strong in this one.
Was it like Yoda?
Cheers, Luca. Thanks for coming, man.
Bye.
See you, Luca.
Cheers. So yeah, it's sad because even the whole foundation how Duffy has started this TFE thing was built on a lie. And from there, he's just built and built and built on this lie. And unfortunately, people want his narrative to be true so badly that they ignore everything shown to be false. So they'll rather just accept it because it supports their biased belief. Which is sad. Okay, I think we should go on with this video.
Yes, please. I was. This is my first time joining in, so
it's very cool to have you in, man. You're always welcome.
Awesome.
Awesome.
This is my DJI drone.
Hey folks, so one of the bigger upgrades for the DJI Mini 4 Pro over its predecessor is it now has full 360 degree obstacle avoidance. So if I just fly forwards, yep, you can see the drone has stopped by itself. I've still got the stick pushed forwards, but it is not moving any further towards the obstacle because it has detected it. So it's really simple in that regards. And if I just move away from it and then let's head to it from the side. The drone is not going anywhere near it, so the obstacle avoidance works really well.
And I'm gonna go backward. So obviously, there was a green screen. This drone would not be able to fly backward toward MC Toon, who's also live streaming.
No sound object, and it's right by him.
And who's also filming the drone.
That'd be faster.
Alright.
When you look at the footage, we don't see Union Glacier anywhere around there, and they're only about 1.5 kilometers away. You should see Union Glacier camp. We don't see Union Glacier Camp at Mount Rossman, so that shows that they were either probably there when it was off-season, when there were no tourists available. They were able to get their environment done, HDR environment done, and they could recreate it in Unreal Engine 5 if they wanted to. And therefore, when they did all really go down in December, they were able to just fake the sky and have the rest as a real environment.
The problem with the Pocket is they are saying what they have taken out. They were not using green screen, they were using the chroma. They have taken out a color to edit it. That color is the same like the Pocket. The sky blue and the pocket of the blue is the same thing. What it means that they have edited the sky and they forgot to take out the blue from the Pocket of Mr. Jonathan. We're gonna try to do this here.
Oops.
I'm gonna take the same color as the Pocket. I'm gonna apply, and what's gonna disappear is the sky. Apart from there, I can put any background above the sky, on the sky part. The sky has been edited.
Yep.
That's just 1 + 1, alright. Utilize the chroma key, applying the color of the Pocket. You can see that that's the color they have took for the sky. You can see that what is edited is the sky. There's nothing more to that. Anybody can do that by themselves. Anybody who knows to use the chroma, take the color of the Pocket, and you can see that that's been edited. The worst of all, that they are lying. They show us a green bottle. They have not eliminated the green. They have eliminated the blue, the celestial blue. The green is a toy
I
for.
found very interesting. It was because you can set the chroma key to a very specific tint, to toner. They made sure to take this blue that they didn't want it to show, and they made it more kind of cyan, more closer to the sky. So it was a very specific set for chroma key. And I want to point out as well, remember they claimed because of Duffy, he had the chroma key on, and that's why the background would show. Does Duffy have a cyan background for his green screen? No, he has a green screen, not the cyan screen. So I just had to point that out. He had to literally go and change the settings to make it suit the color that they were having. So this is deliberate, guys.
For kids, they are literally lying to you.
So if you're on a ball, right, you set your camera up. So the evidence of that curve of that ball would be in your footage. So from your perspective, from the camera perspective, the sun can't move left and right, it must move up and down. Then it would swing over, and then as you cross the South Pole, it must dip down, and it must dip up as you're on the opposite side. Of course we want to see this. This would be evidence, dumbass.
Now when you take a better look at the footage, you see that as the truck is progressing on the right side, there is some kind of a glitch running at the end from the right to the left side, and it looks actually like a running man.
Very fast
But
running
the
man.
thing is that whatever it is, when we follow it, we see that it goes along a straight line.
Wow, it goes long. Tripod with no shadow as well. That's really odd. There's so much things in here. It just doesn't make sense. How much things must be pointed out to people to look at things, and you're like, I don't know. Because I can guarantee you, if it was flat earthers presenting things like this, none of the globers would accept it at all.
That's for sure.
I mean, remember when Anthony showed his lighthouse observation where he was lying flat on his belly? Okay.
Yeah, it's
You
been a
saw
while.
that lighthouse?
Yeah.
What they did was they told him, no, you didn't measure the height of your camera, so therefore it's dismissed because he didn't take a tape measure.
Yep.
You
Did
know
he
what I
have
mean?
Nathan run down there and measure how high it would have been with the tape measure after the fact?
Literally showing him lying with his belly in the sand. You can see his indentation in the sand as well. And they're saying, no, he's lying about his height because he didn't have a tape measurement. And yet with TFE, it's just over and over and over many things shown to be false, and yet they say there's no falsity. Doesn't make sense.
No, the standards aren't balanced at all. They're going to scrutinize too much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. The times weren't matching up. And I do believe this is also why Duffy didn't call Steve live with the WhatsApp. Because he wasn't actually live. It was a
Yes, I was
recording.
saying the same thing yesterday or day before. He's like, "There's no way."
Yeah, it wasn't actually live.
Yeah.
It was a recording, so he couldn't do it live. So they were playing. And yes, guys, it's easy to play a video live to make it look live. Just like now, we're live now, but this video I'm playing is not live. But you can make it look like it's live. Very easy. And you get this a lot, especially with a lot of NASA footage, where you get people like, Orbiter 1 is going around the moon live. In the meantime, it's a recorded video.
Okay, here's my question for everyone. I know everyone has a different point of view in regards to this. It happened, it didn't happen, or if it did happen, was it completely modified and altered to the point where a lot of people actually have skeptical points of view? I've heard so many different answers to this. I don't know how to fully comprehend myself.
Yeah, well, to me, I think they did go, but they went with the intention to fake the sky because it wasn't exactly what they needed, what they claimed. So yes, they went, but they did it in stages. They did it on certain times. I think McToon and Duffy went earlier so they can get the HDR environment when it was off season, and then they rendered the sky before they all went to Antarctica later. So when they went there, they were able to just place that program, the already created sky into, play it into however they wanted to present it.
Yeah, that's a weird point of view. Sorry, not point of view, but it's a weird thing to actually bring up because even, well, the flat earthers that were showing up at the time were saying, "Oh yeah, they were there a day ahead of time, or a day and a half, or something like that."
Yeah, but I mean, like what I usually point out is if we look at Duffy and McToon, if we look at how they looked, this is a picture of when they were in Punta Serenas just before they left to go to Union Glacier. Okay, this is a week after they're back from Punta Serenas. Look how different they look. They look like they aged a year or two.
His hair grew.
His hair grew. His hairstyle is different. He's even chubbier. He's got a lot more wrinkles.
Oh shit!
How does your hair grow so quickly?
Maybe they fake McToon too. Maybe it's a clone. everything is possible at that point. Nothing surprises me anymore.
He's growing McTunes in a petri dish in the lab, dude. That's what it is.
They promised a 24-hour live stream, and they
It was-
didn't
it
deliver.
was-
They so I know
Exactly.
just as much about the sun rising or setting in Antarctica as I did before they left. They just didn't
Hopefully I'll put
deliver.
that to bed. Maybe I'll put that to bed, man. I don't know.
Okay, be careful about how people are going to be looking at and being skeptical in certain situations.
Yeah.
Because if someone calls you out and says, "Oh yeah, by the way, here's the reason why," and then they give like legitimate reasons, then yeah, you just be careful, guys. Come on. I mean,
You're right. You're totally right. Yes, you're right. Even though in that case it's going to be hard for them to, to debunk
yeah,
that, but it's okay.
I
You're
think
right.
there's a whole bunch of bullshit that was associated with this entire trip that I am still skeptical about. But at the same time, I'm not going to be calling out anyone saying anything specific. I'm just looking at the evidence that other people are bringing up. So that's my point of view.
Yeah, of course. You have to be prudent, but at one point you have to also to to know what's wrong and right. You cannot be like in between, without being able to make your opinion. At one point you have to make your opinion. You got to be able to say that's bullshit, that's fake, or that's not fake. So at that point, I'm a quick learner. I understood real quickly that was all fake, and actually they had to fake it. It could not be real because there is not 24-hour sun in Antarctica. So they had to fake it. Now, how they did it, I don't know exactly, but I don't care either. Doesn't matter. It's fake.
No.
That's all it is.
When I said
However
I
they
was
did
going to
it.
put this to bed, I'm going to go to Antarctica if I can during the next solstice. So if I can go down and do a 24-hour live stream during the solstice and I don't get a 24-hour sun, you just write this thing off completely.
Would you guys go? Like
I am.
Well, I'm just saying, like everyone else that's aside from yourself, would you guys go all expenses paid situation?
But I wouldn't go from South America. I will go from another place. Why there? I'll go to another place. The south, the south is all around the earth,
Just
so I can
asking,
go there. From
an open-ended general question. That's all.
Yeah, of course. Why not? Just to see it, not to prove that there is a 24-hour sun, or to just check it because we know there is not. But just to go there. But by curiosity, yeah, of course. Kidding me?
I actually volunteered to go on this one, and they wouldn't take me. I'm not part of the group. So.
Can I bring my vape?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll bring mine too.
A little bit on that point. Before I stopped speaking with Jaron, I sent Jaron a nice little care package, and I sent him some pre-rolled joints, quite a few. And yeah, he was smoking those, and he's like, "Oh yeah, thank you very much," and all that kind of stuff. And then after that, we pretty much lost contact.
Why did he do that to you, man?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into all the. I'm not going to get into all the. Well, he just basically turned his back on me. That's as much as I'm going to say.
You do that to a lot of us, bro. Don't. Yeah, I hear you. You do that to a lot of us. Yeah.
But yeah, at least I was actually just hoping that he was going to be smoking weed in Antarctica, which I would fucking do. And he
I just
did.
wish he would have been honest and come back with some type of actual evidence instead of just playing this game that he played. It just seems stupid to me.
If I was going to go there, so I have soil and sand and different things from different parts of the world when I was in the military. So if I was going to go to Antarctica, I would definitely bring some sort of like a water bottle or something, and I would like scoop that shit up and just put it in there and like oh yeah, this is Antarctica, and then I would have it tested at a laboratory or something afterward.
Oh, dude, I would collect moon rocks.
All right. Well, I'm just saying. Like, I wouldn't just go there for the trip. I'd do there for like, a lot more. Yeah, I'd bring fucking rocks back and shit. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like you got room in your suitcase for a bunch of rocks.
Yeah, that was one thing that did bother me about the Antarctica. Like Austin and were moaning about they were only had a cap on how much they could take. And then when you look at the footage from Mark Herman on his 360, they had a lot of stuff. They didn't have just a little bit. And what bothers me more is they didn't really do any live streaming stuff there. They didn't actually do stuff in Antarctica, which bothered me a bit. Because if you looked at the globe components, they were going full out to try and do everything. But the flat earthers were just sleeping under tables and walking around.
Yeah, it was very
whatever. Yeah,
it's very unfortunate.
Apparently, they were all smoking this guy's joints.
No, Jaron was doing it by himself.
Still would have smoked his joints. I just would have done my work too.
Yeah, it works faster when you're high, man. Yeah.
Turning it down to pretty high.
I'm sorry, it was Andrew, right? It's Andrew. Yeah, it's not this guy. It's Andrew, right? All right.
Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew Baker. That's my name. Yeah.
And that's Sam over there walking around, and that's Ryan down below me here. And
So
that's you, Matthew. Yeah.
The most popular, highest viewed stream that we've had so far on our Sunday night streams was when Witsit was down there and he was, I guess, live streaming or something like that. And we had like 4,500 views or I don't know, something like that, like live viewers. And aside from that, we don't have more than like maybe 100 at a time. So
yeah, I mean, like when I was started covering the TFE stuff, I was getting like 280, 300 views at a time. But since I've just decided, not ready to do it, it's gone down to like 100, and now I average between 60 and 100 viewers. But people want to hear the drama. I don't know if you realize that. People want the drama.
Yeah, it sucks. Does it? Fucking weird. Like,
you
it's like why Jerry Springer is so popular. Yeah. Or was, or I don't know if it still is.
I'm just waiting for the mockumentary to come out.
Oh, yeah. Will you guys watch it? Or are you going to wait for someone else to watch
we'll watch it for sure. We have to. I mean, we have to see what's presented. I have to see if what's presented, because I've got a feeling they're going to misrepresent a lot of flat earthers.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
I think
have
that's
you guys
the whole
seen
plan, right?
the trailer for it yet?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have to watch it because you guys will play it over and over and over, and I'll get to see it.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
you know what I mean?
I don't know. If anyone hasn't seen it so far, maybe it's worth watching again. I've only seen it once.
Okay, I'll put it on again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's the name's actually got it on here, where he shows the double reflection of the sun from that taken from that trailer. I don't know if you saw that in the beginning. There we go. Yeah, look at that. This is taken from the trailer.
Yeah, that's awesome, ain't it? Look at there.
Why is it, if they claim it's a reflection, why is it above the ground?
Good question.
And why is that a sharp image and that on top is not a sharp image? That tells me that's faked, and that is where the actual sun is, below.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something weird about the sun when it comes to that, because every single November when I'm going over Highway 680 southbound, going from like the Livermore, Pleasanton area, at a certain time of the day when I was getting off work, I could see a hotspot, a very specific hotspot over the San Francisco Bay, and I could go into different locations and still see it at the exact same location. So it wasn't perspective; it was like at a very, very specific location. So
yeah.
And I'll show you guys. I mean, everyone looks at that like, "Whoa, what are you talking about, Andrew?" I'm like, "Well, there it is." I mean, I don't know what else to say it, but there it is. So, anyways, go ahead, Keith. Go ahead. do your thing.
Oh, this is the famous Andrew.
No,
Oh, okay.
yeah, wait. Oh yeah, wait, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Right
What
there.
are they playing
24, dude.
Survivor?
No, they were trying to prove the sun's real by burning it into, because he was taking it's like a special thing that it burns as it moves along with the sun because the reflection of the sun. And yeah, it's easy to fake that as well. You don't literally need the sun to do that. And the sun doesn't have to be high in the sky for that to happen either.
So why is it dated the 10th? That's the question.
Yeah, why the 10th?
They left on what, the
14th,
14th,
wasn't
right?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means this person was this Jaren, I think, that had this.
That was
Who had
Jaren.
this?
Oh, I
Yeah,
never noticed that. Wow.
Yes, yeah, 10th of December. He claimed they literally got there and then they had to get ready and go eat and then leave the next day to go to Union Glacier.
Interesting.
And they went to Union Glacier on the 14th. So that means his ticket that says the 10th of December shows he was at Punta Serenas way before he claimed to be there.
So Jaren and I live very, very close to each other. And so San Jose International, SJC, that's like literally, so that's a legitimate thing, FTO. But yeah, 10 December? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
Exactly. And that's why we were like, Jaren was part of this thing this whole time. Because it's things like this that makes a person go, huh. Because before TFE, I was very vocal about this. I said he's going to use this for his out. And what do you know? It's exactly what he did.
How about that
Well,
whole
he didn't just use it as an out. He used it like immediately because this is one of the reasons that I basically stopped listening and I unsubbed from everything, Jaren. So he said before this, and it's live recorded, and a lot of people have this recording, saying that if he comes back and he sees a 24-hour sun, he has to go back to the drawing board. No. Like a week later at most, like, I'm leaving Globebusters. Bye-bye. The Earth is a globe.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's like literally just poof, gone.
Yeah.
And what was very sad to me was it was just literally insulting everybody that was supporting him all these years. It wasn't even just and his whole excuse was, you're just a disgusting cult. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, Flat Earth is
You
not
remember
a
his? Remember his?
I know.
Remember his Christmas poem he wrote? The one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, God Almighty. Sorry.
But I think that's a narrative that they're trying to push, though, is they're trying to make Flat Earth look like a cult, and everybody that disagrees with them, they just turn on them. But it's actually the other way around.
I would agree with you completely. The globe has cultic backing all the way. It has.
That's not always how it works, isn't it? Kind of like when you realize you've been had. It kind of always works out that way, doesn't it? It's like you always get that.
But what is your thoughts on? Because I heard now they're claiming Elizabeth also now decided to go to the globe or something. Is that true?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
But then again,
but if that is so, then it shows me without a doubt that I was right not to trust anything going on there.
I've only spoken with Elizabeth once, so I can't really say for certain.
Yeah.
And I was verbally speaking with her, so aside from that, there's a lot of other people that were speaking to her, and everyone was just flirting with her. And I was just like, all right, well.
Yeah, like I said, I don't really know anything about her or anything, so.
She's a young, hot. She's like 24 years old, and she's super smoking hot, and she's a flat earther apparently, and that's about the extent that I know about her. And she went to Antarctica. Aside from that, most people had no clue who she even was.
Yeah,
Well, I've listened to
because I
some
thought-
of the Clubhouse stuff.
Oh my God, I want to date her. She's a flat earther and she's cute. Oh my God.
Well, I'm just kidding.
Be fighting over like fucking dogs. Come on.
There's a lot of flat Earth women that are super hot.
Yeah, there
know
are.
that
That's
for-
what I said. I don't
Okay.
think she's like the fruit that needed to, the fruit that didn't fall from the tree. I really don't. But I mean, that's just my opinion. I think she looks a little manly to me.
All right. Well,
but yeah, I don't think it really matters. It's just
Right.
weird that I think it's just weird how everything coincidentally just fits together. That's
Well, the whole golden ticket thing was weird with her. That's what caught me off guard. It was like,
hi guys, come on.
I mean, I would have rather liked Josh Monday to have won because I trust him. You know what I mean? But he was off there quite quickly. I think like I said, I think they already knew beforehand who they wanted to go. And Elizabeth was probably the candidate they chose.
and Brian was in there too, right?
Brian was just on there, yeah?
Brian
No,
who?
I mean on the,
Brian Leake,
was
wasn't it?
Leaky. Yeah, Leaky.
Leaky,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
He was on the golden ticket thing. Yeah.
Okay.
He was ready to go. Yeah.
Well,
They didn't take him.
If there's, what was there, 9 or 10 people that went, and there was only 3 alleged flat earthers that went.
Yeah.
And,
But I mean, even Jonathan Miranda, as much as I want to love to trust the guy, he seems like a nice guy. Okay, he came and discussed and stuff with us. How do you know he's not just playing flat earther? You know what I mean?
could be.
Because the things, very specific things that I asked him and stuff, and he was talking, it's not things that flat earthers really say. I mean,
the
talking
two
about
suns in
Antarctica,
Russia?
talking about Antarctica is like a continent, saying we live on a planet. You know what I mean? It's not something flat earthers really say.
Well, that they slipped say by accident because that's not part of the script.
Whitsitt is not playing. He's just. We had some conversations with him, a bunch of people that I would say I trust, including I trust myself. And Whitsitt was in Discord about a week ago, roughly, and he's already got his own things going on. But yeah, he's like, yeah, Jaren is pretty much dead to him.
Yeah. Well, but like I've been saying, actually, with Whitsitt, we've had our disagreements and stuff. Yes, I think he was dishonest with the whole vaping thing. I still do stick with what I said, where I think he was just dragged into this whole thing because of under Jaren, because he was an associate with him. So he was dragged into this kind of forcefully. You know what I mean? So he's just stuck
Jaren
in the middle.
said he wouldn't go, right? Jaren said he wouldn't go without Austin. So
Yeah.
he put him over the barrel.
Yeah.
Well, either way, Whitsitt has his own thing coming up here in the future, and I already told him that I would help financially support him, and I put my money where my mouth is. So
Is
I
that what
trust
the
it.
GoFundMe's about? What he's doing next?
No, it's separate.
Okay.
Okay, let's carry on with this and see where we get
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Why is that? As soon as the truck gets there, that changes there.
I thought you were playing the fucking the trailer for the.
Oh yeah, the trailer. Sorry, I totally forgot.
What are you doing? I'm confused.
Let me get it up quickly.
He was in the same video he was playing.
Yeah.
Going through it.
Sorry, I totally forgot about that.
That's
my
all right,
wife.
man.
Phone my wife, and then it's like, oh, okay. Look, I have to say the trailer is done well. Got no issues with the trailer, actually.
Hey everyone, we are live from Antarctica.
It's never been done before. I can't find any evidence of any flat earther going to Antarctica. And certainly can't find any evidence of a group of flat and globe earthers going together to try and prove each other wrong.
I was alerted that our flight was the #1 tracked flight yesterday.
They were 400 miles in.
Whoa.
So this was part of the final experiment.
I was shocked that it's the 21st century and people are still debating the shape of the Earth. I didn't know what I was going to do yet. I just needed to find it. Just a perfect final experiment.
Look, it's done very well. Nobody can. Fight that. But then again, Jonathan is a professional when it comes to this. So it's his job.
Yep.
So that's what I was saying. It's really odd. It makes you think on the actual people they chose for this. They all have their specific roles in all this.
Well, they should have had a
I had
fun
heard-
time in the editing process.
Professional what?
When they were editing all this, they were constantly being critiqued. So they could have used those critiques to their
You don't think
advantage.
that, really? Come on.
Yeah, Roger Little's still trying to go. He's got his GoFundMe to go up. But he needs
I'm
your
working
guys'
on it.
help.
Roger's going.
Yeah, he's going to go. Even if he has to get shipped there on a crate, in a crate box.
Oh yeah, they'll put me in pieces and I'll get down.
We're gonna drop him off. We're gonna fly him.
We're gonna drop him in on a parachute.
We're gonna fly him over to Punta Arenas, and then we're gonna put him in a shipping container, and then they're gonna take him on the cargo ship, on the cargo plane
No,
there.
the other
And he's
person that's going to be going is going to be Run Boston Bear. He's going to be going. Well, he's also trying to raise money to go actually do a marathon in Antarctica.
Yeah, it
He's
works out
only-
cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah,
be
it
there
works out
for
cheaper.
like 3 days or something. It's not going to be
Yeah,
very
yeah,
long.
Yeah,
And
but
I've
that's
already-
long enough to be able to see, though.
Yeah, it would be. Is it during the solstice when that's done, isn't it?
Yes, it's during
Yeah,
the
same time of year.
Remember that happened that marathon they ran ended when they got there. So
Nice. Maybe me and Boston can go together. We can combine our
you
resources.
should actually get hold of Boston, and then you guys should talk.
Well, I have people assuring me in the background over here while I'm doing this that they'll definitely help me get there. It's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. And that might be cheaper to do the marathon as well. So you better get running, PJ.
I was going to say.
I'm up for a marathon. Why not?
Well, I just want to point out on screen, curved water. That's an oxymoron.
Who said that?
Yeah.
What Bev was it? Oh, sorry.
Bendizontal.
Yep.
But yeah, no, the water doesn't curve, guys. Large bodies of water lies rest. At rest lies level. So definitely not curved water.
That's how you find level. Most
So
part.
many videos
Yep.
from flat earthers stating that Antarctica does hold the key to the truth.
I'm here to do the science, to partner with people that want to partner. I think people will look back on of us going as something that is special.
I just heard about it. I thought this was something that I wanted to participate in. I mean, it just excited me, the whole idea.
He maintains that it is to move the discussion forward.
What I ended up learning throughout this journey was something that I would have never seen coming.
Big up to God because he has a funny way. He has a funny way of humbling people.
This is not what we agreed to. You guys are changing the
The
rules.
scandal they never saw coming. Ooh. Yeah, this was based on that contract. What Andrew, what are your thoughts on that contract they were talking about there?
The contract?
Yeah, that Austin them set up with Duffy and McKinnon.
Oh, I think that Austin is going to hold to it, but I think Jaron is probably going to just be like, oh, yeah, I'll be in your documentary now for some money. I think Jaron's going to basically just go completely against it.
Wow, and that might make the contract kind of null and void because half of the parties won't hold to the agreement. So
No,
do you
because I think it's individual.
Oh, okay.
So Jaron and Austin were both able to say, like, yeah, we will not be in this. And they have to, like, a non-disclosure agreement kind of situation. Or I'm not even sure how to explain it necessarily. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be interesting to see what the outcome is. But maybe that's why the documentary is taking so long, because there's discrepancies based on, like, maybe Austin doesn't agree with things they're placing in there or something.
Yeah, but you see right here in this one particular thing, there's Jaron on the left-hand side, and there's, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Critical Think. Critical Think and Dave McKeon.
Yeah.
Oh, McKeegan. Oh, McKeegan's
Yeah,
a
that's
fucking
that
hobbit. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure he is.
you see, his role in this is to try and be the acting authority kind of thing, like knowing how the photography works and stuff. So they're using his quote unquote authority in photography as like to try and combat all theories showing why it's faked. So that's all his role is in here, and he's been shown to be like talking himself into holes they're constantly trying to put out fires.
Well, if I don't know what it is, but I can't read it. I don't know if anyone can zoom in enough.
Yeah,
But
not gonna
Jaren
be
is
able to.
holding a certain type of something.
Yeah, it's part of the contract.
Oh,
Yeah.
While
Looks
they're
like
there,
it.
okay.
And he's
Okay.
not showing him the cross.
Well, this
Oh,
could
I'm
be in
sorry.
Punta Arenas too, so I don't
Or
know.
this
But
could be a because they have to sign a what's the name? Don't think of the name before they actually
Non-disclosure?
Yeah, non-disclosure. Yeah.
all right.
No shit, no
anyways,
shit.
let's keep it rolling.
Okay.
What you guys want your legacy to be, that's fine.
We can't just have a discussion about maybe just staying here? I mean, I'm not even sure that any of us would object to it.
I'll be there. It's too important to me.
Interesting.
Well, I think they're so desperate to to bring that thing to the light because the mass media has already obviously refused to do so. So they're making like a a documentary. But again, if it's Netflix or whoever else that's going to pick it up, it's going to have a problem because if it's proven being fake like we just did, then they're going to also lose credibility. I don't think it's going to be able for them to get that thing in the air. I don't know.
Yeah. Something else. Right at the end of that, I just noticed it. It said Private Home Productions or something like that.
Yeah. That's
Private Home.
I think that's Mariandy's production studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jonathan has done a few. If you actually look up Jonathan Mariandy's background on the things he's done in Hollywood, he's done some impressive things though. But what I find really odd is a lot of these guys are on MBB, and that's practically just a site for actors. So I find that
Say
really
that one
odd.
more time. MBB.
What MIBB? Let's see. Let me get it up for you.
You should put your name.
IMDb.
IMDb. Okay, International Movie Database.
Yeah, and I mean,
put my name in there.
Jaren's on there. Jaren's on there. Practically all these guys are on there.
Yeah.
Even FTFE for some odd reason.
I wonder why they're on there.
Maybe they're acting in a movie.
Well, there's actually, I believe they went in Hollywood to do that. What do you make movies? You make movies in Hollywood. Over there you have like hundreds of warehouses, like big warehouses. Everything is like secured. This big tight security. They can do everything they want over there. I think maybe they went there.
But they had to get that roll footage from Antarctica and actually.
Exactly, they had to do that. Yeah, of course. They had to do it.
Well, didn't you guys know Tatooine is a real place? So they
Yeah,
actually went to Tatooine when they
No, what the fuck? Come on, man.
I went to Pateron. At least I thought I was.
Because I still find it odd that they couldn't have just, I think it would have been much more fruitful to have tried to traverse Antarctica rather from north to south.
Well, that was your first suggestion to me, right?
Yeah, and
Go
try
find
and
the-
look if you find a dome or not.
Yeah.
But when I asked Duffy why don't they do stuff like that, he says no, because he doesn't believe the firmament. It's like, okay, we don't believe there's a 24-hour sun. What's it got to do with anything?
Well, wouldn't that be a perfect opportunity to prove you wrong? Come on, dude. What's wrong with that? Sounds to me like he just couldn't control the situation there, and that's why he said, no, can't do that. If he didn't have control over the situation, he couldn't fake that.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a Christian biblical pastor type of a question in regards to Duffy. Now, I know, according to what he has said, he is a sort of like by default, he is a pastor because the other pastor passed
Yeah,
away.
he's an acting pastor. Yeah.
Now, if you were part of his congregation, would you accept him, or should he be accepted as an actual pastor, or should it be like someone else is going to be coming in to replace him at some point? Until I don't know the answer to this because
Yeah, look, it's difficult because I don't know his background in pastoral theology. Has he gone through the actual courses to get his pastoral? That I don't know. But the thing is, Bob Enyard was his mentor, and he's literally just teaching what Bob Enyard taught anyway. And Bob Enyard's son is giving him full backing to be the pastor. And Bob Enyard's son is actually now the how can you say, it's his church.
The thing that I believe is so entirely fake. He's not a pastor. His church is fake. His church is empty. He's teaching to ghosts over there. And the thing is that he's playing that card that I'm a pastor, I have a church, in order to get the sympathy of the Christian, community, in the Flat Earth. There's a lot of Christians, so he's trying to tell them, I'm with you guys. I also believe in God. But you believe in God when you fake all that, when you lie so much. That's bullshit. It's just to play you. It's just like
the front.
That's why I think from the very beginning
he's like a substitute teacher then, right?
Yes, substitute.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're here for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden there's supposed to be someone else that comes along.
But I mean, if you think about it this way, guys, if he's really a pastor and he really cares about the truth, look how much money he's stuck into this TFE thing. Don't you think that as a pastor you'd be called rather to stick that money into your congregation to better God's word than to push deceptive agendas?
But how can you push God's words? If on the other side you're like, a pathetic liar, and you're fighting God, by fighting His creation. So that doesn't go along. He's not a pastor. He's not, he's not a man of God. Is because the Flat Earth thing is like it's more than just about the shape of the earth. It's about fighting God and fighting His creation, trying to prove that God did not create the earth, and that's we know that war. It's a big war. It's not about the shape of the earth. It goes way beyond that. Way beyond.
Yes.
Seems to me like he's a little bit nutty, like he thinks we are, but he's actually that. You know what I'm saying? He was always accusing us of being stupid and whatever, but in reality, he's exactly what he claims us to be.
Exactly, that's what I do.
It's kind of funny how that works, right?
Well, they always accuse us of their own defects, like they're trying to put their own face on us. That's the way the snake works in the Bible. No,
they project it on you, and then they make you feel guilty, and then
exactly,
it's all about you feeling guilty, and that's why you're wrong.
Exactly.
Well, if you look at his church sermons and stuff, you never see any congregation. You never hear any congregation. No. It's just him standing at a pulpit. He could be talking to an empty room.
Well, maybe they filmed that in that church. Maybe they filmed the whole TFE shit in that church. That church is possible. We have to check that church there. See what's going on.
No, dude, I've been there. It's way too small, dude.
It's very small.
I think they found that place in the news, in the ads, and it was dirt cheap, so they just rented it and started lying and saying they were fast.
Well, the thing that bothers me the most is his logo, though, for the church.
Is it a snake or something?
It's very Masonic based.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Hey, Sam, me and Mikey went there, and he videotaped it. If you want to see
Yeah. I saw that. I saw the video. Yeah.
Yeah, it's little, dude. That's small. Yeah, it looks like that logo, doesn't it?
But yeah, if you're going to look at the logo compared to like the Masonic symbolism, and if you turn upside down, it almost looks Baphomet-like. It tells you all you really need to know, especially with the symbolism based even on the background being orange for some odd reason. But yeah, watch this quickly.
Either Will Duffy knows what a traveling man in Freemasonry is, or he's ignorant. You decide.
Know your realm, says Will. Are you a traveling man?
I'm a traveling man.
I want to bring this up because this is a common theme,
that I don't understand. It's kind of like maybe like the one big thing that I don't understand among flat earthers is I have seen, so this is anecdotal, but I see consistently flat earthers are trying to connect everybody with the Masons.
You're one Angus, I saw you.
But there's a lot of history with Antarctica. And they assigned me my tent, and they gave me Admiral Byrd. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm going to be putting a picture out of myself in front of my tent, my Admiral Byrd tent. And I think that it was symbolic in a way.
Whoa, I did not know about that.
Did you not know that?
No.
It's quite intense, eh?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's there's a lot of things that just come to light. I mean, even McToon. We can do a whole thing just like this. Even McToon showing he's actually Freemason. And that's what, when the people say, oh, you guys are just making stuff up. It's like, no, it's in your face.
Well, that's how I always say that, they have to have some kind of an ideology, because these people know that the earth is flat. They're not flat earthers. They're just fighting the idea. So something is driving them. It's not just money or, fear or whatever. It has to be some kind of an ideology. And we know that. We know this, that's what drives them.
Exactly.
Let me tell you guys all a little secret. Masons don't believe the earth that is a ball. Trust me. They
Of
don't
course,
believe that.
of course. I'm
Sorry,
certain.
you guys thought
They
that.
have the hidden knowledge. Remember, that's what masonry is about, hidden
Yeah,
knowledge.
of course. I think maybe if you asked them, they'd say, I don't know what you're talking about. But I think in reality, yeah, they know it. They're not dumb.
Of course they know it. And all the secret services know it also in the world. All the CIA, Mossad agencies, everybody knows it. They all know it.
Yeah. By definition, that is a cult, right?
It's a cult. It's a cult, waging a war, a secret war.
Well, the Cub Scouts is a cult. So what? It's not that it's a cult. It's not about it being a cult. It's about what the cult does and the things that they do to other people. Like if they're just doing things that helps them out and it doesn't hurt anybody else, why do we care, right? If all they're doing is giving each other the best fruit or trading, goods or whatever, and it's nothing to do with it. But when they do things that hurt other people, that's where we got to get involved, right?
Exactly.
That's the only time I can see that.
Well, by definition, the word cult means to hide something, right? It's hidden knowledge. That's what a cult is.
Cult from occult.
Yeah. To occult something, to cult it, to hide it.
Yeah.
An inordinate number of NASA astronauts, the current propagators of the globalist heliocentric doctrine, are or were admitted Freemasons as well. John Glenn, two-time U.S. Senator and one of NASA's first astronauts, is a known Mason. Buzz Aldrin Jr., the second man to lie about walking on the moon, is an admitted ring-wearing, hand-sign-flashing 33rd degree Mason from Montclair Lodge, number 144 in New Jersey.
So my travel reimbursement was $33. My travel voucher for going to the moon and back, I got paid $33.
Edgar Mitchell, another supposed moonwalker aboard Apollo 14, is an Order of Demolay Mason at Artesta Lodge number 29 in New Mexico. James Irwin of Apollo 15, the last man to lie about walking on the moon, was a Tejon Lodge number 104 member in Colorado Springs. Don Eisel on Apollo 7 was a member of the Luther B. Turner Lodge number 732 in Ohio. Gordon Cooper aboard Mercury 9 and Gemini 5 was a Master Mason in Carbondale Lodge number 82 in Colorado. Virgil Grisham on Apollo 1 and 15, Mercury 5 and Gemini 3 was a Master Mason from Mitchell Lodge number 228 in Indiana. Walter Shearer Jr. on Apollo 7, Sigma 7, Gemini 6 and Mercury 8 was a 33rd degree Mason at Canaveral Lodge number 339 in Florida. Tommy
when I look through all this, it makes you think, why do you think Duffy has so many connections?
That would explain it, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Because if you understand with Freemasonry, people actually become Masons so they can have connections business-wise, because everywhere in high political powers there's Masons.
Yeah, of course.
So it makes sense that the only reason Duffy's able to do the things he's doing is because he's linked with the Brotherhood.
Yeah, but you know, I tell you something. In that war there, in that game there, you know, they're not the only players. We're not the only players. I believe somehow that, you know, God is always, you know, here. He's also playing around, and I believe that's maybe the reason why they cannot succeed with all the money they have, all the connections they have. They don't succeed into shit. They just fuck up every time. You know, so how? You know, it reminds me that cartoon there, that Road Runner, you know, that bird there, and that, you know, that big bird there that was running around, and the coyote trying to, you know, always like conspiring to, you know, make like big complex traps and always falling in his own traps. You know, they're the coyote, man. They're always falling in their own traps. It's crazy. It's amazing. You know, I think we could have done better if we had to fake something. We would have done much better.
I agree.
This is unbelievable. With all the money they have, all the connections, you know, it's going to waste. Goes to shit.
I think the rest is just showing all the different Masons.
Oh man!
And look at this, Don Pettit. That one fucking picture. He's got both of his hands in. Look, it's kind of hard to see unless you blow it up.
Okay, this is Thomas Penner, but Don Pettit. I think I do have a photo of him.
Yeah, he's got that the Freemason ring on
of
top
course.
of the globe.
They have to.
Open. But yeah, they open to being Freemasons. There's no doubt about that. Don Petit.
They have to be part of something, you know. It makes them easier to you know, to be controlled, like, you know, to be compromised, to be like, you know, they have to swear, they have to, like, you know, so it's harder for them to like betray anybody. Because how do you keep those guys from, you know, betraying their masters, you know? So you have to involve them into many things. Freemasonry is one of the things.
Well, one of the ways I think you can control them is to hire people like Don Pettit, who is, I mean, like a bona fide retard.
Totally retarded. And that guy is like, well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's really a retard. There's no. I mean, remember when Action Smart Every Day, when he went to talk to Don Pettit and he's like asking about the SEALs and the ISS, and it's like, why don't they perish?
You got a leak.
Really good engineering.
You idiot. Magnet.
Really good engineering was his excuse, dude. That was what he said. Yeah.
Oh my word!
It's so bad.
It was bad. Yeah, so this is the Scottish Rite page. They are pronouncing the famous astronauts who are Freemasons. John Glenn, as was brought up. Buzz Aldrin, as was brought up. Gordon Cooper. Israel Grissom.
Good old boys.
Mm-hmm. Urban.
Grissom was not really a good old boy, though, anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. And these are just some of them. Yeah.
Brave New World.
Ooh, Theodore Roosevelt, Freemason.
They have to be Freemasons.
Yeah, but remember, this is just the Scottish Rites. Yeah, these are the Scottish Rite ones. Now,
almost every president was.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I wonder if we can. I wonder. Freemasons. I want to see if I can get to the actual Be a Freemason Hove page. Here we go. Not just a man, a Mason.
It's like a Superman.
Not surprised, are you?
Or maybe, you know, maybe.
Jason.
Is that Duffy from the back there?
You have to look forward to Roger as your mascot.
Yeah. Let's see what degrees these guys have. So, yeah, your first degree is an entrance apprentice, second degree fellows craftsman, third degree is master mason.
You might have
And
said
then-
something right. Kind of like you said, greasy. Yeah, they might be.
Mm-hmm. But look how they make it look so beautiful.
Of
So
course.
that's what I say. We don't know, like, let's take George Bush. He was a skull and bone, so he was a Shriner. Okay? And it's difficult to actually get information on everybody, like to actually look for Will Duffy and see if it is really a Mason based on Masonic on the internet. You're probably going to have to dig deeper to find a Masonic lodge close to him to see if he's in the books. But yeah, it's quite insane, guys. See, Shriners.
I got a question for you, Flats. Since you made the documentary Obsessed,
Yeah.
I understand it totally. People that completely disagree with everything you do want to come next to you as much as they possibly can, don't they?
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
something seriously wrong with that.
Hmm. I mean, look at all the different organizations. These are all Masonic organizations.
Wow.
You could be part of any one of these organizations.
Is NASA on the list?
My company's on there. Shit.
That's
I'm going to show you guys something pretty fucking weird in a second here. I'm just going to pull
Yeah,
it up.
yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So.
Oh, man.
Okay. I just found it. All right.
Yeah, that is one thing that shocked me was Paul on a plane that it's decided to say, no, he's a global.
Yeah, that's really strange too, because I was a huge follower of him
Me
for a
too.
long time.
That's the last guy I would have expected, to be honest.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the whole point, this deception.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Yeah.
Shit, 1 second. One moment. Get rid of that. Okay. So a buddy of mine sent this to me. Okay. So let me know when you guys are seeing this.
Yeah, we can see it, yeah.
Okay. You're probably not going to notice anything really, really significant at the moment because I didn't when I first started watching this. So it's basically just a short little map area of Los Angeles. So I had to look it up. Like what is this creative arts agency and like all these other locations. But then you zoom in right into the middle of it. What do you see?
Oh, the all-seeing eye.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
The compass right there.
Yeah, the compass of the all-seeing eye, yeah.
Yeah, it's an entire courtyard.
Mm.
But you would never notice it unless you were in a drone or a helicopter.
What's that wind kind of symbolism next to it on the building roof as well? It's quite weird.
There's probably other symbologies involved.
Yeah.
But here you go. I mean, it's just it's an entire
Oh, it's
courtyard.
very specific.
I tell you, that's what they do in order to show their young members. Look, we everywhere. We control everywhere. We control everything everywhere. So that's the intox they love to play. They put their print everywhere, and they just show you that
Well, if you look through a lot of Washington as well, they've laid out monuments and things at certain ways also, like with the Moloch god, the owl, and the obelisk and everything. It's very symbolic. The whole of the I think it was the whole of DC was laid out very symbolically based on masonry.
I've got one more to show you guys. This one might be a little more controversial. It's okay.
We like controversial here.
Well, okay. Well, hopefully everyone's mature enough.
We expressing controversy.
Okay, so let me get back. Crap, where is it at? Okay. It's so I'll get it. Just a second.
No stress, man.
I've got a lot more of this stuff to show. Don't worry.
Flatzoid, I send my email in the private chat there. I'd love to have a podcast.
Yes, we must have it.
One day we have to talk, but anything else like Bible, whatever. I'd like to talk.
I'd love to have a discussion with you. I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
actually email you now so you got mine.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I got it. All right. So
Ooh.
this.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. I know that building. We know about it. Yeah. I
Okay.
think they changed it not long ago.
Well, I mean, maybe, but
Yeah. It's known, of course. So it's a military base, no, or something like this.
maybe I don't really know where it is. Someone showed it to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Like the architect didn't know what he was doing. Of course, they knew what they were doing. It's like,
Oh fuck yeah, they knew what they were doing.
No. It's by accident, man. They didn't think anybody's going to. It's for
Yeah.
layout purposes.
It's architecture. That's all it is. Structural.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. It's,
Why would they lie? It looked like fun. That's all. It was really pretty. It was a nice design.
Anyways, that's what I have to show for the time being. And I've got a lot more weird shit to show you guys, but I'm not going to try and hog the stream.
No,
especially
you can
considering
go
the
ahead,
fact
man.
that-
We're all just chilling here, actually. Haven't really got. Yeah.
Flatzoid, I have to go. I have to run. I'm a little late. I wish I could stay. Maybe I'll catch you in the bus later. Give me your mail so I can get in touch with you.
I just mailed you, man.
Okay. You mailed it to me.
Flatzoid@gmail.com.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Thank you. It was great to see you guys. Great to
You too,
chat
man.
with you.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Thank you
man.
very much. Take it easy. Take care.
Holy shit! It's 1:13 in the morning.
Wow.
It's 2:13.
And yeah, it's early by me, so I mean, like I said,
No,
it's quarter past 10 a.m.
It's 11 in the morning. What are you talking about? It's 11.
I'm in California.
Okay.
So.
I know.
It's only 1:13.
Hey Sam, I subbed to your channel.
Thanks you.
So-
Thank you. Take it easy.
Yeah, guys.
We'll talk more. We'll talk
No
more.
problem,
We'll talk much more.
Definitely.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Pipe down, man.
But Andrew, you
I'll
should
be
also
jealous.
stick your channel in the chat for people.
Well, I don't really. I mean, I have a channel and I have like 17 subscribers to it, but I've never published a video, so it's.
Well, it's time.
No, I'm one of the main co-hosts in.
Yeah, in Globus.
Yeah, and you're gonna be on our show.
Oh, that'd be great. And you should actually invite me sometime. I'll be happy to go on, man.
Yeah, we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary pretty soon here.
Wow.
We've only missed one show, and that was only because people were sick and people were traveling. But aside from that, it's every single Sunday night.
Crazy.
And we will adjust our time based upon where people are located. Because, like, what time is it right now over in...
It's quarter past 10 a.m. Sunday for me, yeah.
What time again?
Quarter past 10 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're
yeah,
9
we're
hours
like
ahead.
literally night and day apart. That's why I usually, when I'm streaming at my nighttime, it's like early morning for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is loud, dude. I'm really apologize. Crickets drive me nuts.
So, yeah, we do adjust our time because we've had Alex Michael on, and he's located in Spain, and we had other people in other parts of the world, and we'll adjust it based on the time and also the
Yeah,
day.
well, I also don't mind standing up early too, if I really want to. I mean, I've done it many times. I've even done debates at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So
Right. We can also start late because for me, that's the starting time is 4 p.m. But for
Okay.
everyone else in my co-hosts, it's like
Are you guys
everyone-
Eastern or what?
Yeah, we're all across the U.S. So it's all different. It's
Yeah,
not a big
no, it's not too bad for me. So if you're Eastern, we're about what, like a 6-hour difference, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we can work it out.
Yeah.
But so there's this book. So I got one of my buddies who's getting unlocked here pretty soon, meaning he's getting out of prison pretty soon. And he's gonna have. I've sent him like 40 books or something. He's in there for some bullshit reasons, or intimidating a witness for something he never actually did, but he still got sentenced to 3 years for. Anyways, he'll tell the entire story.
Wow.
And there is this thing, this book I've never even heard of before, but I guess Amazon likes to suggest a whole bunch of books to you. So this is called the Aterosis Deciphered. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I had never heard of this before. So it says, the Aterosis epic is one of the oldest creation and flood narratives originally written in ancient cuneiform texts. I have no idea what that word even means. Cuneiform and told over the 3 tablets.
Yeah, it's got to do with Gilgamesh, as far as I know.
Yeah, it goes back to Babylon, I think.
I am not well versed in
read
that, so I'm just saying. I just found out about this today, as I was looking through different books to send him. So this book takes the commonalities between the most well-known translations and presents them in story form as opposed to the verse format this is a typo. Whoops. That's a typo. Originally translated into. The epic is referred as an easy-to-read representation of both the ancient creation of flood stories synonymous with the Genesis accounts. For further understanding of the ancient epic, the story is segmented into easily digestible sections with the addition of the author's explanations, comments, and observations expressed in detailed footnotes that follow and blend with the how the fuck do you even say that word? The story.
Yeah, just call it the story.
Yeah, you shouldn't have that many syllables in a fucking word. All right, let's put it that way.
But yeah, the Epic of Gilgamesh is just an outside source of the Great Noah's Flood.
Yeah, I read the story of it. Yeah, I read the reading example of it. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The Babylonians called their character is basically another character. I forgot what it's called, but it's not Gilgamesh. But it's the exact same story as Gilgamesh. The Babylonians have an identical story to go with the flood that Noah. But that each one of the characters in each one of these stories, it's all the same.
They have the same narrative. Yeah.
They built it basically.
Yeah, but those Babylonians have been known to babble a lot, so you never know. You never know.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Come on. That's
Ryan's half Babylonian because he rants for like 5 hours at a time.
Well, anyways, that's one of the books that Skylar, his YouTube channel is Troubling Tribune, and he's going to be somewhat reckoned to be, he's really good at debating.
Gonna be exciting to see when he gets all that out.
Oh yeah, he's a hardcore flat earther, by the way. Just letting you guys know that. So.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people think that flat Earth is dying. Well, that's the narrative they're trying to push out there. Total nonsense. I mean, I get so much people saying how they talk about. I mean, they come to me and start talking to me about flat Earth. Even at work, I mean, we got like 3 different people that came and talked to me. It's like, do you know the Earth's flat? It's like, what? You know what I mean?
Like, cool.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, welcome to the club, man. And then you get like idiots like these guys pushing on the internet. Oh, flat earthers are leaving in a great exodus. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's not happening as much as people think.
Yeah, I was working back at Walmart, and one of our back room managers actually walked up to me and he said, "You know, I'm a flat earther." Like, "Oh, yeah, oh, nice." It happened more than once with different people that I work with. Yeah, it's becoming a normal thing.
People are starting to see through all the bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm actually very vocal about this. If people ask me about it when I'm at work, because I'm a teacher, and sometimes students will be like, "Hey, Mr. Baker, Earth is flat, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is. Prove me wrong."
Yeah, it's like Charles. Unfortunately, he's also a teacher, and they actually called him to the office to say he's not allowed to really speak about it and stuff anymore.
They can't do that to me.
Yeah. Challenging them to some homework. They're not.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So but he does kind of have it in a certain way when they ask him questions. He just doesn't explain it in a flat earthy way. He explains it in a logical way that they can think for themselves and say, oh yeah, maybe, yeah, we're not on a spinning ball. There is no curve that's ever measured, kind of thing. So he has a very interesting way of presenting it to the kids, which is, I find admirable.
Well, yeah, the way that I always do it in order to preserve not being brought into like HR department, like if I was like sexually harassing students or something, or like just like promoting flat Earth constantly rather than teaching engineering courses, then all I say is like, yeah, it is. Prove me wrong. That's it, and I do it there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an open-ended question.
But I love that prove me wrong because they're never able to. They think they can. They start off with a lot of confidence. And then as soon as they start getting 5 minutes into it, they realize, well, maybe they have nothing.
Yeah, well, that's one of those things where I can say, here is the evidence for a particular circuit. Here's how it works. Prove me wrong. And I do this wrong on purpose sometimes because I'm like, okay, here is the circuit value, and I'll draw it wrong on purpose. I'm like, okay, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
So then when I say, all right, Earth is flat, prove me wrong. So there you go. And that's kind of my approach when it comes to doing certain types of abstract teaching.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the show. I've got a few things to do today still. It was great having you guys on. Andrew, it was great having you on, man. Definitely come on again if
I will definitely be coming on again. It's just a matter of
times.
Time frame. That's just
yeah.
Everybody's asking where Saab's at. He's working.
Yeah, he's very busy. He's doing his thing. He still has a show now and then. But yeah, he's very busy. It's good to see Dal is back in the game because he hasn't streamed 3 months, and he finally had a stream again last night.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
the upper rising shed is back.
No, it's moving because it's moving.
Well, all right, guys. Yeah, it's my time as well. I'm gonna head now.
Cheers. Yeah, we're going on for 3 hours, so we can call it.
It's been fun.
Well, it's great
I hope
having you.
Everyone has a very wonderful Mother's Day. Please don't forget to hug your mother, or at least text or call or.
It means a lot to them.
I already called her when
guys.
I called her when it was Mother's Day in England already.
Wow, that's ways away.
That was like 2 weeks ago. everybody's like, it's Mother's Day. It was PJ and a couple other people over in England, and I called Mom. Is it Mother's Day? Happy Mom's Day. It's not for another week. Man.
You really want to irritate your mom? Phone on every continent's Mother's Day.
There you go.
Oh.
But yeah,
All right,
it's great
gentlemen.
having you guys.
It's
Cheers,
been fun.
man. Yeah.
Have a great day.
Just as
Till next
blessings.
time.
Thanks.
Till tonight, guys. See you all tonight. Many blessings. May the pressure be with you. God bless.